so much, Olivia and Shelby, and also Lauren and Chloe who are not here. Now, I guess I should use this microphone. Can you hear me better now? Is it on now? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, thank you, everyone here at Theodore's Books, and a special thank you to Maestro Stephen Walker, who's running the video, so you can't see him on the camera, but he's back there, for helping us drum up interest in music here in Oyster Bay, at Sagamore Hill, Oyster Bay High School, and the library, where his mother was the first director, and where he and I have enjoyed giving and attending many a concert. I want to focus on the library and concerts in Oyster Bay tonight. Steve will be conducting the music in a memorial program here in town tomorrow night, to which you're all invited at 6 p.m. at the 9/11 Memorial at the Western Waterfront in Theodore Roosevelt Park on Larrabee Avenue, to the left of the Long Island Railroad Station. I became a librarian under the influence of my mother, Emily R. Lehrman, a native Russian speaker who cataloged the Russian collection at Hofstra and taught Russian at Delphi, where I studied with her while still in junior high school. She then joined the faculty at LIU Post, where she worked at the Instructional Media Center, supervising their record collection, among other things, for 28 years. A first cousin of my mother's had worked in the 1930s with Ellie Siegmeister. Here's Ellie Siegmeister. And that's a book about him. Ellie was historically Long Island's most prolific composer ever. In 1960, he took me on as his youngest student. I've done over 100 concerts of his music, mostly with Aline, with whom I founded the Ellie Siegmeister Society in 1999. On his deathbed, Ellie said to me, "When I die, I know if I leave something unfinished, you'll finish it. I don't want to call you my disciple, because I don't believe in doctrine, but you're my continuator." Hence the title of my book, Continuator. Thanks largely to the training Ellie gave me, I became one of the first undergrads to write a musical composition thesis at Harvard, and went on to study with Nadia Boulanger in Paris. I have a picture of her here, which my father took in March of 1972. Yeah, I had this long beard, and I remember she said to me, when I first started studying with her in 1969, she said, "You are how old now, 20? I said, "No, mademoiselle, I'm not yet 20. "Oh, I thought, with your long beard, you are distinguished gentlemen. I could, you are so young. You have time. I could be your grandmother." Actually, she's only 3 years older than my grandmother. But so, I have lots of stories about Nadia Boulanger in the book. After studying with her, I went on to Cornell for my graduate degrees, with a year in between studying opera at Indiana. After getting my doctorate at Cornell, I was about to start teaching as an assistant professor at SUNY Geneseo near Rochester. One of my first completions had been an opera begun by the composer Mark Blitzstein. This is what Mark Blitzstein looked like. This is the best picture that I have of him from 1957 LP. And of course, we've done 4 Blitzstein CDs, including this one. Leonard Bernstein had said that he would finish the opera Idiots first, but he gave up after 9 months. And Bernstein was so pleased with my work that he recommended me to the Metropolitan Opera, which hired me as assistant chorus master, after which I was suddenly deemed overqualified for every academic job available. Spent 7 years working in German-speaking theaters in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Berlin. He used to ask me, "And what do you like best about Berlin, Herr Lehrman?" That it's not in Germany. It was true then, not anymore. I became the first Jew to conduct Fiddler on the Roof in Berlin. And when I came back to the States, the door to academia was still closed, though efforts were made 3 times to get me hired at Queens College, where my mother donated over 100 volumes of Russian literature, and there's a plaque to her on the wall there. Aline and I have performed there many times, but they never hired me. So seeing my despair, my mother pointed out that the Columbia University Library School had closed, and many of their faculty were coming to LIU, including Richard Smiradia, who wrote the book on music cataloging. She suggested I offer myself as his assistant, which I did, and I got a second master's in library science, shortly after which I was hired here in Oyster Bay, and I'm still here, 30 years later.